Three. Are we live? Oh, hello everybody. Today is I guess Sunday. Is that right? The first, but it's not April Fools. The blonde hair don't let it trip you. uh, Keith is in here tonight helping me read again. As y'all know, I can't see, and it's even worse because I don't have my pointing to the wrong thing. My eyeball. Look at that. He can't even point to the right direction. Anyway, it's even worse because I took my glasses off because last time it had a glare, so that way maybe you can kind of see I do have eyes. Uh, Tonight's just everybody say what they want to say, ask what you want to ask. I didn't have anything prepared again. Just been kind of feeling under the weather, sick at my stomach a little. My arm's still giving me pains, and then I get a call from home today that my daughter Caitlin got sick, and if everybody wouldn't mind, say a little prayers for her to help her get better. Uh, a lot of healing power. But anyway, we had a pretty good week. We come out here and actually met a pretty cool guy. I thought I was shy, but he was kind of shy too. He kept saying, y'all not nervous when y'all met me? I was sitting there thinking, I know I was, and I was like, it's kind of cool that somebody kind of felt the same way I did. But he was really cool. Had a good dinner, and thank you for everything. And we went to a cool Superman store, and I don't know if Keith has posted pictures yet, but we got out there by the big Superman and took some pictures and everything. And of course, I had a power lifting by his legs and everything, but it was a really amazing place to go. Everybody should try to see it if you can. I think it was in Metropolis. Is that right? And back in the day, I would have said Metropolis, because I never could say anything right. Mom always says sound it out, so I was sounding it out. It's like I have a funny story. Years ago, bless her heart, when she was alive, she gave me a little grocery list, and she said, would you go to the store and get this? And I called and I said, Mom, I don't know what this is on your list, but I'm having a hard time finding it. She said, what is it? I said, I don't even know how to say it. She said, spell it out. And it looked like it says pistachios. And she started laughing. She said, you nut, that is pistachios. So as you can tell, I had to dye my hair blonde to match the way I was announcing everything. But no, if anybody wants to jump on tonight, Keith said he'll throw the link, and you can jump on and talk about whatever you want to. And hopefully by next weekend, I'll have some more stuff in gear, maybe a little trivia or something kind of funny because I am a nitwit and I do like to have fun and laugh.
Hey, tell them where you going now.
Oh yeah, we're
What was
as
that
y'all
show?
seen today on the video. You can't never put me in the front because if you do, I'm gone. I mean, I got to go. I get my little Pandora going, got that little tapping just to go on my foot. Next thing you know, I look back and he's gone. And so, but as you seen though, I still have the big truck and he's got the little bitty truck. But that's right.
Caitlin said hello.
Oh, hey, Caitlin. I hope you're feeling better, baby. Oh, and by the way, go ahead and say it out now. Tomorrow is my son's 22nd birthday, so happy birthday, Hunter, and be safe on your trip. He's actually got to go to school for a week in Dallas, Texas, for air conditioner and stuff. But anyway, today as we was making a little video and stuff, I was watching it a while ago, laughing at my own self, because I didn't realize I got so far ahead of him and stuff. And I was like, well, maybe he couldn't climb the hill with that little bitty truck. So I had an idea the other day of making some BJ, the big truck stickers. And my sticker that I was wanting to have made, and I'm in the process of designing it, because I can draw and all that, but I'm trying to do it myself and I'm going to get somebody to help me make it. But I want to have a little blonde headed girl in a big truck with a chain pulling him and his little bitty truck, trying to go up a hill. And then when I get them made, I'll send them out to everybody who wants one. So, but anyway, we are loaded. We loaded in Topeka, Indiana. I was fixing to say Kansas, but Indiana, and we are actually headed to Ontario, California, not Canada. So, where are you over there typing?
People are
He's
saying
over here
hello
just
to you, so
steady typing. Hello, everybody. Like I said, sorry I can't read anything. I do have contacts, but they burn my eyes when I put them in because I still wear the little eye makeup and all that. So maybe when I get a little older, I can get some of those big adjustable bifocals and stuff, and I can be seeing everything. But you'll also see my eyeballs like this. So you ain't got nothing to say tonight? That's kind of unusual for you.
No, these people are talking
So-
about me over here about my little truck.
He does. Did y'all see today in the video? If you go back and watch it, you know, poor thing gets all blurry, and he's trying to figure out what all that little static looking stuff is on the TV. Well, that's an old fashioned 8mm that they designed. That's a little. I don't know if you knew that that's the way it's supposed to be and everything. But you see that big old truck just smoking him as soon as it come by, and of course when we got to the hill, I lost him because I just kept a chugging on up while he was trying to put up that little thing. So that's where my little design of the sticker came from, with me with a little chain trying to pull him back there. But if anybody wants to come on, I'll tell him to throw a link up, and you can come on and we can talk about his little bitty truck. Or
You need to mention your stickers you got.
oh, I haven't put them on yet. I'm gonna take a picture and talk about them as soon as I clean up my window over there. It's been a little too cold to clean it up just yet, but I mean we are headed down to where it's a little warmer and sunnier, and I plan on getting out there and cleaning her up pretty good and putting my new stickers on that were sent to me in the mail.
Hold on a second. Keep talking.
He's telling me to hang on a second, as always.
Go.
But but you're supposed to help me out. Remember, I didn't. I'm the unorganized one, and you're the one who don't never be quiet.
I got my own show coming up next. I'm not giving you. I'm not giving you content.
Oh, by the way, y'all got me in trouble last night. So here I am. I'm at a truck stop. Like I said, I'm not feeling good. I woke up in my sleep, kind of sick at my stomach, and I was going to go in the store, you know, and I walked by, you know, kind of had my little mean looking eyes, you know, like I always aggravating with. And whenever I come back, you know, I saw like, well, he's got a light on his truck, and maybe he's still awake. So I cut my little mean looking eyes at him again and stuff. And I got in my truck and I seen where, you know, he was actually on live, you know, and everybody was asking, hey, I think that's BJ. And I said, yeah, that was me. And I thought, you know, him being a little bit older, I thought he may have fell asleep. So I was going to go over there and, you know, I didn't want him to embarrass himself. I was actually going to go over there and try to wake him up and stuff. So when I did, oh my God, I woke up a sleeping bear that went ferocious on me. But it's all good. I didn't black and blue him up or anything, but I got in trouble.
Well, I didn't know who. I thought it might have been one of them old, like, remember old Heavy Wall girl?
No, if it'd been a little lot, let's say, you need some company.
To beat her ass.
I mean, I was over there. I mean, I was all good. So I mean, I got 4 crowbars. I mean, I'm dying to use them on somebody. So, I mean, the only thing I got to use them on so far is digging up cactus.
Oh, today's Hippie's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Hippie! Oh wait, he was 55. Just check it out. That's a positive thing. Senior citizen discount. Trust me, he puts me on the senior citizen discount menus all the time, and you actually get some pretty good food. Matter of fact, you got a senior citizen discount. We went to the thing. Remember that little yeah, you can use
$4.
Yeah, he saved like how much did you
I
say?
saved $4.
We saved $4 just
Half
by
price.
telling him he was a senior citizen. So hey, senior citizen discounts do have their benefits, especially when you carry BJ out to eat. You know, because I'm used to that senior citizen discount. So yeah, especially the menus. So you're not going to say anything tonight. You're actually quiet. Maybe you're feeling sick. You know,
Imagine your Odyssey is typing happy birthday song to Nomadic Hippie.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, why don't you get on here and sing to him?
Look, Adventures in Xanadu says BJ walks softly and carries a crowbar. 4 of them.
Oh, y'all see how I was walking? I was creeping and stuff. You know, it was cold. The wind was blowing. I really didn't want to get out, but you know, I was like, no, I got to get out and move because I mean, I started getting hot, you know, and I'd get cold and kind of felt like I have like a little stomach virus kind of going on. Then, you know, this darn arm, you know, I'm still having pretty bad trouble out of it. I got a shot in it, but it feels like kind of like the nerves in my muscles are getting like horribly bad pains. It's just kind of like a toothache in my arm that won't go away. It won't let me sleep. I mean, I've been trying to, you know, wrap it up and everything I can, but I mean, I'm just gonna have to let my doctor know when I go home. We got to try to do something a little different because I mean, it's tough, you know, being out here trying to sleep in a small confined area and having to work, and you're in really bad pain, and I can't take the pain medication because I'm driving, so it's been really tough on me, and I have been a little grouchy.
You got a question? It says from Lisa, who was
Go ahead,
is with
Lisa.
Timmy Ray.
Oh yeah,
It
Claude's
says,
wife.
yeah, how many hours do y'all on the road? So I guess she meant how many hours do we drive? You know,
I like to drive my max, which is 11 hours a day, but sometimes he wants to stop at 6, 7 hours.
6 or 7 hours? No way.
He's tired, got to go to sleep. But no, I love to max my days out. That's what I told him the other day. I'm used to working and running really hard. So, like, whenever you stop and, you sit still, you start getting bored. And then on top of that, being bored, you get depressed because you're getting out of the knack of, the schedule you were staying in. So, the other day, whenever I left out, I hated to leave home and leave my kids and grandkids behind because I had a great time with everybody. But I was getting back in my knack, of the driving and having my schedule back that I had. Although I haven't got to watch TV in my truck yet, but I did go to the dollar store the other day and bought me a little prop thing for my phone. So now I got it propped up on the seat, to where I can let my phone play instead of my TV. You didn't catch that last night.
I didn't catch it. Hey, let's see. Ricky wants to know how far did we drive today?
It was, I calculated a while ago, it was like 400 and something miles.
Yeah, we had a late start.
Yeah, we did. Because
So,
we stayed in Rochester last night. And like I said, there again, I wasn't feeling that great, and we had kind of a late start and got up there. And then you had snow everywhere, and it's like when you get in the cold, my shoulder started giving me a little more trouble. So it took me a little while to get all my stuff in gear and rolling. But we drove for, I think it was 6.5 hours today, as far as we made it. Of course, I had to stop at Chester's and another chicken joint. So
oh, she's been eating chicken all day.
back in my routine.
We're in Des Moines. We came from Topeka to Des Moines.
We're not in Des Moines. That ain't what my thing said.
Maybe Des Moines is like right over there.
But that water tower says Altoona.
Okay, we're in that. Okay, I didn't know you would know that.
Yeah, I pay attention because I know you don't.
Okay, talk to them. Altoona.
Altoona.
Information man is here.
Oh, what kind of information we got?
No, that's his name. Information.
I was going to say, tell me something. Are you supposed to be helping me, not just
keep talking, baby? It's your show. I told you. I
told
you to make notes.
I didn't have anything together. Like I said, I've been feeling bad, and it's just kind of like I was dragging, trying to drag my own self, and I got a little show. It's kind of like, okay, we're double dragging here, so it's kind of tough. But I did ask him to help me out tonight, even if he has to pop on and let everybody see him and talk a little bit, But I do want to try to do like a little trivia. I'm big into the 80s and stuff. And
well, do something, baby. Do you know something? Ask a question, and let's see who can get the answer. Something that you know.
Oh, well, I mean, you pretty well told everybody who my favorite 80s person is. I've been dying to go.
They don't. Ask the question. Ask the question.
See? Oh, my kids are going to get it right.
Well, the kids don't answer.
Okay, my kids, you cannot answer this. But anyway, back in the 80s, our parents try to prohibit us to watch certain things. And, we never really understood why and couldn't really listen to some of their music. But, I did, But there was one individual it was just amazing because, they could play every instrument there was, and, they were very phenomenal. Matter of fact, they played in the little, little football thing you watched, the Super Bowl? And it was just phenomenal because I look back on that video and, but anyway, just the way he played his song in the Super Bowl and the way that, God made everything happen for him, it's just, they've been talking about it a lot within the Super Bowl and stuff. But just curious, anybody knew who I'm talking about back from the 80s? It was like really popular, had popular movies. And there was just this one song that just stuck out. And every time I hear this song, it still to this day gives me chills. And I don't care who's calling, I won't answer the phone till that song goes off. Do you actually know who it is? Huh?
We got a winner.
Is that Caitlin?
someone already guessed it. Y'all keep guessing it, and then I'm gonna tell. Let's see. Pneumatic hippie said David Hasselhoff. You know who that is?
No,
So why are you laughing?
because it's kind of funny.
Oh, Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
He was the lifeguard on Baywatch. Remember?
Not the who was the
and-
dude with the little kit car?
That's him too.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I thought I said that was.
Anyway, no, it wasn't David
No,
Hasselhoff.
not.
Adventures in Xanadu, Prince.
Yep. Matter of fact, after he passed, I was kind of really sad because, like I said, I really admired him for his music. Now, some of it was like, oh, what happened? After he had the song "Purple Rain," that was actually one of my favorite. And
yeah, Will's Wonder said Purple Rain.
Yep.
Beyond Beauty got it. Prince.
Yep.
Rhonda got it. And
awesome.
even Jerry Holly. But Jerry Holly was probably just writing what the majority of the other people was writing.
That's what you would have done. But no, if y'all ever look at, matter of fact, Paisley Palace, I think it was like $160 to get in there. And you get to go in these studios and eat, because he loved pancakes. He was actually vegetarian. So he could eat pancakes and everything. And I had been dying to go to that. And Keith keeps promising. And it seems like everything happens. We can't never get to that way. But that would be my dream place on my bucket list that I've wanted to go ever since I was a teenager. Was to a Prince concert or Prince, anything, Matter of fact, I wanted to have a tattoo put on my arm. And the other day, Keith said, meet me at the tattoo shop. We'll get that tattoo on there for you. And I just wasn't feeling the pain at the moment, because I didn't need two arms hurting, at the same time. But I hope I can take him back up on that offer for long. I wanted to have the little symbol he had. I always thought that was really cool because it represents man and women, it's the love symbol. And I always wanted to have that, put on my left wrist. Matter of fact, that's why I have purple lights in my truck, is because I was always fascinated with Prince.
Caitlin said, what is your favorite state or place to be in?
My favorite state it's kind of a hard tie between Utah and Arizona. Utah is I love Moab, and Arizona I love the rocks and the different colors, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, Lisa says Claude and Timmy believe that Elvis and Prince faked their death. They're talking about it. They're dead, people. They are gone.
They're gone, I think. But Elvis, I still question that myself, because he did send a video, and it was really crazy because the guy did sound like really, really.
Why
are
you looking
him.
at me?
Because you need to watch it and you'll see.
I'm not watching.
But it was interesting. But you could tell that, if he really was himself, the girl that he had the major crush on, that was actually sitting in the chair over there that left him, he would have recognized her. So that was kind of a dead giveaway for me. And who would have their Cadillac outside with all these stickers on there? Elvis would be hiding in a Porsche or a Ferrari or something, not no 50-something model Cadillac. Or at least I would not have some bling bling going on my car. What are you over there touching?
Ask Bob to come on with you. Bob, Blue Way Bob.
Let's click it. Blue Way Bob, Keith said tell you to come on.
No, you ask.
Don't ask, but come on with me. How do you do all that?
Tell him click on the link.
Click the link, Bob. Come on with me and kind of help me out, because I'm still the shy one. I'm getting a little better. I am here. We did have some technical difficulties a while ago. I'm actually in his truck and not mine, because I had my purple lights on tonight for everybody to see, but I didn't have good signal on my phone, so I had to come over here to his truck with the laptop.
Well, we're waiting to see if Bob will come on with you.
Can they hear you talk too?
Huh?
Can they hear you talk?
Yeah, they can hear me through you.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you do have that big mouth.
You gotta ask
always
Bob again.
Loud.
Hey, Bob.
Call him Bob. Come on in, Bob. Click that link, or somebody click that link and come on in with me. Red Rover. Come on over. Nobody wants to come on tonight. See that?
I put Ash Ride as slow momentum. Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's right, Ricky. Just so happened we're in my truck. The little truck
The powder room.
has both
Can
of
I
us
see
in there.
that? I call this the powder room 'cause I was putting my
Oh,
little.
look, here's. Hey, let us know when you're ready, buddy.
He said he's ready. Click it.
Imagine
me
your
out.
Odyssey. Here you come, buddy.
He's a thumbs up.
Is that it?
He said
Oh.
he's ready. Click it. Hello.
How are
Imagine your
you?
Odyssey. Here you come, buddy.
I was shouting you out last night.
Thumbs up.
Is that it?
He said
Oh.
he's ready. Click it.
Oh, hold on, I gotta go put the
How
mute
are
on,
you?
or we're gonna have a whole lot of echoing. I was shouting you. There we
Oh.
go.
Alright. Hey.
Are we ready to mess that all up and have a whole bunch of echoing?
I was like, wait a minute, I can't hear.
Yeah, I wanted
this
to,
guy, he wanted you to come on last night, when we stopped. I forgot to tell y'all that she got to feeling bad.
Oh, well, not only that, he always tries to help take up for me a little bit. But the truth is I can't see to drive at night, and it was night. And I told him, I said, I don't feel comfortable driving. I try to be safe, but he didn't say anything about when I stopped. I would have come on if he'd have told me that. so, it's all good. I got you on the night, so I invited you.
that was for him.
He's kind of helping me out. So.
I think if people want to ask in the chat, so I have a 2002. I think we talked about this before, but I have a 2002 version of yours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was, and I laughed the other night when you and KT were talking because y'all were, you said you had a Dodge Ram. He said, that's not a Dodge Ram, it's a Ram. Dodge doesn't make Ram. And I was laughing my butt off. But I have a Dodge Ram, and it is a Dodge Ram. Yeah, it was back when Dodge still made Dodge Rams. But it's a 2002 blue Dodge Ram 3500 dually.
Oh,
and
wow.
You think you pull him up the road, he'd have to pull me, and then you pull him.
Oh, it's kind of funny because he's got the high dollar truck. And like I said, mine's got a few little bings, bangs, scratches here and there, but other than that, she's been an awesome little girl. That's why I told my son I'm probably going to cry when I give it to him. But, it at least I know it's going to a good home.
I love mine to death. I call it loud and proud. If anybody has ever heard the old 2002s, that's back when I think it was the last year of that when they had the first 5.9 liter turbo Cummins, and she was a little loud back in the day, but it starts up, it runs great. I enjoy it.
Awesome.
I've towed stuff behind the truck when I had 2 tons of gravel in the bed of the truck, and it goes on down the road.
That's awesome. I know everybody tells me he don't like me running a lot at night because it is loud. Mine's been deleted and everything. And I had one guy we was traveling with, and he said, you kept me up till 2:00 in the morning with that truck. I looked, I was like, I didn't crank my truck. But what it was, he was going online to try to figure out how to make his loud like mine and make that airplane sound. I was like, it's deleted.
Yeah, so with mine being older, I can do a few things. So mine doesn't have the what's that stuff that y'all have to put in your truck? The blue something.
Oh, the DEF. Now, see, I don't have to do that.
The DEF fluid. So I don't have any of that on mine.
Okay.
So naturally, I have a turbo back straight pipe, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
I have there's this pipe that you put in that has this spiral thing on the inside that keeps the droning sound out of the cab. I have a what they call a BHAF filter. It's a air filter on there. The BHAF actually stands for big honking air filter. That thing is like this big around and about that long.
I need one of those.
And the turbo whistles really loud.
I noticed mine, like whenever I change out that filter and stuff, mine whistles really loud, but when it gets dirty, it gets, quieter and stuff.
Yeah, I know. So we didn't buy the truck necessarily on purpose. I know that sounds weird how I just said that. So when we got our RV, we said, well, let's find the RV that we want, and then we buy the vehicle that will pull it.
There you go.
So we got the RV that we wanted. This, we got one that we've said, well, this will be our starter RV, and we'll learn from here. And then my mother-in-law called and said, hey, this guy's selling this truck that will probably pull your camper if you want to come and look at it. And we drove up in the parking lot, and there it was. I was like, well,
Oh,
that'll
wow.
pull our camper, and then a camper on top of our camper. So that'll work out really well. That'll help us when we want to grow one day and get something bigger. So, yeah, we love it. We love it.
Oh, yeah. I
So-
think this truck here was actually looking for me because I had an 08. I called her a little dirty, because she was kind of, she'd been used pretty good, and I think it was like fourth, fifth person to drive it. He had other people in there driving it. When I got it, I didn't know how to take care of it. And I ran the thing hot a few times, but she never let me down. I mean, she kept a going and kept wanting to run and stuff. And I kind of hated to get rid of her. I wanted something newer, because I seen everybody else having new trucks. And I was like, I want to be like them, instead of having an old dirty white truck, and the rear end started messing up. And I told myself, look, I want another truck, and I was kind of joking, but I wasn't joking. So he got on there and found one and, met the guy in the parking lot and drove it, and I was scared to death because I had a little 2-wheel drive truck, and then I got into 4-wheel drive truck, and it's like a mega difference,
Yeah.
And I got it.
I have a couple of questions in comparison from mine to yours, because yours is a 2013. Is that right?
Yes.
2013. So it's 11 years newer than mine. So I got a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Because one day I'll probably, if I get a new one, it will be a Ram, not a Dodge Ram. It'll be a Ram. I think they're beautiful trucks. I don't have anything against Ford or Chevrolet or any of them. I mean, really, these days, they're all in their own make. If you're a Ford lover, you buy a Ford. If you're a Chevy lover, if you buy a Chevrolet. For myself, I just want something that's dependable and reliable, and just about all three are these days. But in comparison, so mine only really has 4 speeds. I have an automatic. Is yours an automatic as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't have the 6-speed automatic and all that stuff. So pulling extra loads, I can't pull the weights that you pull, just because of the transmission. That's the weaker point of it. But when you're driving yours, do you feel, when you put the weight behind you, so do you actually tow fifth wheel and bumper pull?
Hang on a minute, I didn't hear you. It went off.
Oh, okay.
All right, say that again.
Do you pull fifth wheel and bumper pull?
Yes.
You do both?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you have a load, a bigger load behind you, I've seen some of your videos before, and your last live when you talked about the one that was the scariest, where it was really heavy on the rear end. You were on ice and it was moving around. That's a one-off. But behind that, if you put a bigger fifth wheel behind you, do you feel it when you pull? I mean, versus not having one. I know you're going to, but do you feel it? You're going up hills and mountains and stuff.
Yeah, you do. That's when you have, I'll use my truck gears. I try to put it down in 5th gear to try to take some of the load off the transmission. But yeah, you do feel them behind you. But the fifth wheels to me do pull a lot easier, and they're easier to maneuver than the bumper pulls. Because the bumpers, they want to sway in the wind, where the fifth wheels, I mean, they're sitting on that axle. So I actually feel safer with the fifth wheel.
Yeah. So we're on the East Coast, and we're maybe an hour and a half from Blue Ridge Mountains. And we like to, most of our camping that we do is up in the mountains. We really love the mountains. So looking, at some point we want to go to a toy hauler. We don't necessarily want to haul toys in it, but we like the garage side of it. We like the fact that you can have a deck sort of off the back of it. Plus, with having the garage side and the bigger dogs and stuff, we thought, well, if we're out camping somewhere and it's rainy and nasty outside, it's a really good mud room before actually coming in and the camper itself. But my concerns is how well is my truck going to do pulling up the mountains? And I know you can't really compare mine to yours because yours is a lot newer, but if you're towing through the mountains, do you ever find yourself where you actually have to slow down because you're maybe struggling to get up the hill, or does your truck just keep on getting it if you want it to?
I mean, it keeps getting it, but like I said, I do move the truck gears down. I manually do them. Off the gear shift, I put it down to fifth gear. And I mean, I did have an instance. On this last trip. I actually did not. I wasn't really sure what was going on with my truck, but I had a vibration that started. And like I said, I did have bad tires on the front, but I could tell it was more than the tires. And when I got on the hill, even changing my truck gears, I was still struggling in third gear because I had a U joint that was actually going bad. Come to find out, it was all three of them that were actually bad. But I mean, that truck still chug-a-lugged it, But like I said, it did lug me down, But whenever I got it up, to that certain speed, I mean, she was ready to hit the road and let's go.
Yeah, ours does really good in the mountains and stuff like that. So with having an older one, there's a couple of things that the newer ones have that I don't. And I got to be really mindful of that. Not that I can't add it on, but I have to be really mindful of it. Is if we go into a bigger fifth wheel, my truck has more than the weight capacity. Doesn't mean the engine power capacity, but we have the weight capacity to be able to carry. And then having the dual wheels on the back is amazing. I don't even use a sway bar on our trailer, our travel trailer, just because of the dual wheels in the back. It doesn't move at all. But pulling up the hills, I think with mine, I can just slow down a little bit. I know a lot of tractor trailers and stuff, when they're going up the bigger hills, they have to slow down. It's just is what it is. Of course, they're pulling probably 60,000 pounds. I don't know what the weight is, but I'm sure they're pulling a lot. Another thing that I've noticed that I'm keeping in mind is it's not just the pulling power that is considered a safety problem, but it's the ability to stop. And mine doesn't have the, I guess, e-brake or Jake brake, as some people call them, the exhaust brake. I don't have an exhaust brake on mine. They didn't actually add an exhaust brake until about 2 years or so after mine. You could buy it and add it on. I think it's like $1,200-$1,500, and then whatever the labor to put it on. But I don't have it currently.
He's got the kind that you just stick your feet out, like Fred Flint's song.
Hey, but it still goes. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, I love my truck brake, and I use the haul and tow a lot. Like I said, I try to take a lot of strain off the transmission and the motor itself. And some of the hills we come down, if you don't have that haul and tow on, I mean, you got a lot of curves out here. Matter of fact, Cabbage Mountain is one of them. I have to be very careful because, you never know if you're going to lose your brakes, because I've had that happen before actually out here, and I mean, it helped stop that truck, pretty good. So.
Yeah, we had a couple, one really scary instance. I'm sure with y'all being on the road, majority of your time, you see it all the time when that lovely, most beautiful person in the world wants to just pull over in front of you and stop. Why do they think that that's a good idea to do that in front of somebody that weighs 30,000 pounds? I have no idea.
I don't know. And they think we can sway fast enough to get out of their way, and it's hard. Matter of fact, I had one today coming here, and I thought he was going to call. But, as soon as they come on that ramp, you got a big truck over here beside you, and they think we're just supposed to stop and get behind that big truck and let them over. I'm not going to do that. I got my momentum going, and I'm not going to let them slow me down. You wait on me to come by you, So.
Yeah, we did a trip. So I'm in Virginia. We did a trip from Virginia all the way down to the Florida Keys and then back. So between the actual trip itself and some of the things that we were traveling around and doing, we had been 3,000 miles by the time we got back in a 2-week period. And that alone, we got back. And they say that, typically if anything's going to happen, it's going to be like the last 10 minutes before you reach your final destination, which for us is getting back home. I get back, and no lie, it was exactly 10 minutes from the house. If you look at the GPS, it says 10 minutes, right? And this car, it couldn't have been any bigger. They had to get it out of a shoebox and then put it on the road and start driving the thing. This person just pulls out in front of me and then slams on their brakes. I'm on the horn, slamming on the brakes. Everything's like zigzagging all over the place. Luckily, I didn't hit them or run them over, but my God, it scared the mess out of me. But yeah, they're out there. You got to constantly be on a watch for them. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they're out there.
I mean, I've actually had stuff happen in front of my eyes that I was just, I don't know, it caught me. And I called Keith one time. I was out in actually New Mexico, and I'd been passing this SUV for quite some time. And I knew the road had slick spots in it. And whenever it's like that, I'm gonna Sally safety. I'm going to take my time and watch that traffic. Because I mean, I
Yeah.
want to get back home. But I seen the little SUV, and I thought it was a lady and a guy. I seen the kid in the back. Then next thing I know, I seen the traffic ahead of me, stopping, and for some ungodly reason, she gassed on it, probably doing 70, 75, and she ran straight into the back of an 18-wheeler that was parked. Because I mean, the road was nothing but a sheet of ice, and I couldn't go up there because I knew what was happening. But anyway, it was fatality. It was a lady and a young boy.
Yeah, that's sad.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we got some friends of our friends and some family members that travel the United States, the continental United States and do truck driving. They tell us, you see tons of stuff when you're out there that much. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a scenario that I went through and see if all your experiences on the road, if you have something similar. So we were actually heading to a campground in the mountains, and we followed the GPS. GPS said to go this certain way. And we are smart enough to know that you don't always follow the GPS, but we looked at the GPS map route and we followed the map route through and did our homework. Except for one part. The thing said to turn left and then turn right, and then you go underneath a little bridge and then you go up. So we did. But what we missed is there's an actual parkway that it splits off, but on the GPS map, they're so close together, we didn't see that. So we ended up going down not the parkway, and it took us through these S turns that are 90 degrees. It goes that way and then directly back, and then directly back to come down a mountain. There was 2 instances where and this is the part where I was wondering if y'all ever run across this. The road going down, and that's why I was saying, anybody that's listening, if you're towing, think safety first, because you never know where you may end up, and that your vehicle, and if you're towing or you're driving one that's drivable, it is capable of doing whatever you need it to do. The road was so steep. We were coming down on a 90-degree turn to come back. So they call them switchbacks, coming up and down mountains, right? It was so steep that I didn't see nothing but the road in my windshield. Then I'm looking down, and the truck is like this. My trailer's way back here behind me, and I'm coming down a mountain. That's all I can see is pavement. I can't see mountain. I can't see nothing. It was that steep. I wouldn't say it was scary. I wasn't too awfully nervous. I knew the truck was more than capable. I actually turned the brake on the trailer up a little bit just to help. But do y'all ever run into that, or do y'all use special GPS maps to make sure you don't run into any situations that way or anything?
Oh, well, actually, I have by myself. It was actually in Reading, Pennsylvania. Yeah, do you remember that load there? I mean, I went up a hill, and that's when I was in Little Dirty and stuff, But my GPS told me to go that way, and I've never been that way, so I didn't really know what I was encountering. The roads were really, really narrow, and I have got this big 5th wheel, and I mean, it's steady pushing me down these mountains, and then I come around sharp curves that I barely made that curve with that, truck. I was like, oh my God, I was scared to death. Yeah. But mainly the GPSs, they do help you. Like I said, in mine, I have a trucker GPS that tells me about, the bridges, the low clearances and all that. So that has actually helped me a lot. But when I first come out here, I didn't know anything. I had a dinosaur GPS that was probably back from the 70s. Everything was dirt roads back then. And that's what he had me using. But, I didn't know. And, like I said, but I've run into those instances, but I try to make the best of it. But I got it there safe, and I did not crash it, scratch it, or nothing. But the funniest thing, whenever I called the guy and told him that I was bringing it, he was actually in an RV park, and I had to cross this little small, narrow drawbridge where I didn't have much room at all on either side to cross it. And I was like, oh my God, I mean, I just come down these big hills where my brakes were smoking back there, from trying to stop this thing. And then I got to cross the drawbridge. I was so glad to get that trailer off me. I mean, that was the biggest thing. And it was, kind of funny because later on, Horizon actually posted a picture of my truck and that trailer that was headed to Pennsylvania. And I was like, I
Nice.
can't believe that there got safe.
So do you ever find towing some of the newer RVs? So I'm probably one of the nerdiest people in the world when it comes to RVs, because there's a couple of folks I watch that are they're like the spokesperson of YouTube for their RV dealership. One's in Michigan, Clearwater, Michigan, and another one's in Canada. They're just entertaining to watch, and I get to see all the new ones. So I noticed over the last couple of years that a lot of the a lot of your fifth wheels have gone to the extra wide. I think they're 4 inches wider now than they were before. So with mine, I know with my dually, typically your standard fifth wheel or travel trailer is about the same width as the tires and the fenders on the rear. So as long as the truck can fit through, whatever you're towing could probably fit through also. But with the wider ones, does it tow better? Does it feel better? Or, is it more concerns as far as staying in between the lines on the road? I mean, do the wider ones provide more or better or worse experience?
Well, actually, they're pretty well all the same to me. Like I said, I've hauled the bigger ones, the smaller ones. It don't really matter. But I mean, to me, it really depends on the trailer, the way they're made. How well they pull. I've had some that I swore up and down I would never pull again. They were super nice. I mean, but they either got that wide swing on the back, or they're too heavy in the back, and you can feel that going down the road because you're just whistling the whole way, and that, the one I was telling you about, the roads wasn't that bad, but in spots they were, and there was no way I could do anything to stop that trailer. I mean, it was just steady pushing, Those there, I don't know, even having a big truck, it still was giving me trouble, So.
Yeah.
But I don't, my favorite ones, I like the chaparrals. To me, those are like probably some of the funnest ones to pull. They're really light, they're kind of low modified, and I mean, that was some of my favorite there to pull. But the little bitty ones, I still have a hard time backing them up because, matter of fact, I had to pull a tiny house, and it was like a little black rolling box, and it was heavy, but trying to back it up, I was just like a little wiggle wagon, and I was like, I cannot believe it. He thinks I'm over here laughing at him, but I'm actually laughing at myself trying to back it up and just wiggling.
Oh, they're short, right? They're attached for a reason. Yeah.
They're on a little 16-foot trailer, a little utility trailer, and like I said, it was. I mean, they used a lot of gas getting it there, especially where we was going up in the mountains, in Washington. So it was a trip to pull that one. So I don't want to do that one again either.
Yeah, we've had a couple. We've had a couple where it was a little scary. So this summer, like I said, we went down to Florida Keys, but we stopped in what's that exciting place that every kid in the world, Disney. Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember that. Yeah, my daughter graduated high school, and for her graduation present, she wanted to go to Disney in the Florida Keys. And she's a Harry Potter fan. For anybody out there that likes Harry Potter, I didn't know that he used to live underneath a stairwell. I didn't know that. But anyway, for anybody that likes Harry Potter, but yeah, when we got down there, I had never experienced driving through such so much construction. Man, there's a lot of construction down there in central and lower Florida that, I mean, just zigzagging back and forth, and nobody slows down either. They're going 60, 70 miles an hour. I'm trying to keep up so I don't get ran over. And man, you're zigzagging through all that construction. And yeah, it was a little nervousness for me because, like I said, most of the time I go to the mountains. And once you get up into the hills and get in the mountains, there's not a whole lot of traffic there. But, So I got one more question before I get off or somebody else comes in. I don't know if you have somebody else wanting to come in here or not. My youngest daughter graduates high school next year, and she said that she wanted our family to take her for her graduation present to Utah. And
Oh,
so, do you have any recommendations on Utah? I know you said Moab earlier. So we're looking at trying not to extend any longer than about a 3-week timeline. We're going to be driving. I'm only like 2.5 hours from Virginia Beach on the East Coast. So
wow.
we're going to be going from here all the way to Utah and back in about a 3-week time. So do you have any recommendations on places to go see in Utah, Moab being one maybe?
Well, the one that I loved actually we passed by. We didn't really get to go see a lot, because we're always on a tight schedule. But it was the Wilson's Arch and all that. You can get up there and climb on it. But the arches to me were just like really beautiful. But I would kind of detour to Arizona if you could to let her see the different formations of the rocks. And there is one, it's called the Rock House. We keep trying to pass by there and see it, but they're always closed. But to me, that's just phenomenal stuff over there. You can see, the different formations of the rocks, the colors, and me not ever traveling that, but a few states before I ever came out here,
Yeah.
it was just like I was in heaven, seeing all the different things in the world because I never really knew they existed, you know. But she'll love Moab. They do have a Wendy's and McDonald's because I did find those, and there is parking for RVs and McDonald's and Wendy's. So.
That is awesome. Yeah, so she never said why. She just said, I always heard Utah's a pretty state to go to, so that's where I want to go. I'm like, you know how far that is? That's a long drive.
It's beautiful. Actually, if it was me and I had a choice, I would probably choose Arizona over Moab. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's just the different colors, of the rocks and, that rock house I was telling you. And me, I kind of like seeing the different, the little caves, because I'm always looking for some kind of caveman to be hanging out up there wanting to wave at me,
Well, you got one right there.
That's Sasquatch.
Oh, that's that.
He told me he was going to grow his beard. I said, no, please don't do that. You look like Sasquatch when he had that beard.
Yeah, well, who knew that Sasquatch eats Cheetos?
I think he does that for his teeth.
Hey, well, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. Thanks for having me on. And,
okay, thank you.
You guys are amazing.
Oh,
you guys are amazing, both of y'all.
A lot of this is not an enactment. This is just we're real. I mean,
You're
we
real,
really aggravate each other every day. I mean, to me, I love to joke and have fun. And the hair color does help me a little bit being goofy. I try to make the best of it because, like I said, none of us is promised tomorrow, but I do want to leave the day with a smile and a little bit of laughter. So.
Y'all definitely keep us on our toes. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank y'all. We do appreciate you.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too. And we're quiet. You want to pop your head on here and say anything before my time is over?
Do what, baby?
You want to say anything for my time is over?
No, you still on.
How many more minutes do I have? Look at the fingers. Woo. This thing is so crazy. It's kind of like, you're pointing at something and you're actually pointing at something else. So I'm still trying to figure out.
We got a question. How many loads do you do a month?
Depends on how much he wants to let me work. Usually it's about, I think I've seen on my little thing is somewhere around 7 or 8 a month.
Depends on how long they are.
Yeah, it depends on how long. And plus it also includes on the weather because that's what I was telling you the other day. I'm one of those. I love to work. I was raised from a family where, my dad would always work all the time. And, to me, I kind of carry that tradition on. And I love to work, so I'm just used to it. So when I sit home, I start getting bored. I was like, okay, I got to go to work. I want to go work. So if it was up to me, I'd be working all the time, making all of that money and getting all of them loads. But I can't do that. But I did tell you what, though. I'm very proud of myself. I've actually started getting more safety miles at work. And safety miles at work, we get rewarded a lot of things. And when Keith used to have his 53-foot trailer, I'd go out there and follow him with the load. Well, I was stuck in the passenger seat sometimes for a week and a half. And I didn't have anything to do. And, me back then, I would get car sick and just aggravated, bored. He'd be watching Dave Ramsey. And, I was like, come on, hit on Pandora, put a movie in, something. And so after I griped for a little while, I finally started getting to do some loads while he was trying to come back. But I was really proud when I seen my miles today. I was like, man, I'm almost there to get that 250,000 mile jacket. So I mean, Horizon's really got a lot to offer. And that's the only place I've ever worked at. But I think I'll always stay here. I got my son and my son-in-law coming out. So it's going to be a big family ordeal going on. And my son is just as goofy as I am. Sometimes a little goofier. So God knows what we'll have on camera for y'all. You want to say something else? I mean, I'm sure my hour is getting kind of. Oh, next week I'm going to try to do trivia, so everybody be studying your 80s, because that's practically all I know. I'm going to try to give out a prize for the winner of a kind of a / easy but hard question from the 80s. So that'll be something interesting for next week. So do you want to say anything? I mean, because I know your lips are over there just to chatter and wanting to say something.
No,
He's never quiet.
I got my own show coming.
But I mean, I know you like to always butt in and stuff. So, I'm giving you that opportunity to go ahead and butt on in.
Hey, listen. I like this. Caitlin asked how many hours, and then she said, "And how much money do you make?" And RV Kids took her message off. He's my moderator. He said, "You ain't supposed to be asking them questions."
I guess she's got something else on her list she may need or something. But
well, he doesn't. They don't know that Caitlin's your daughter.
Yeah, Caitlin's my daughter and stuff. We do make good money out here. Just it really depends on the load and how many miles the load is. But this past year, I grossed $113,000. I did beat him, because he sat home for 3 weeks while I was out here working, which didn't bother me one bit, because I was getting to eat where I wanted to. I got to stop when I wanted to, and I was my own boss for 3 weeks. I kind of actually like that. Are you planning on going back home anytime soon? He's over here thinking now. Oh, you're over there typing. He's over there typing something. But no, it's pretty fun. Caitlin's actually come out here with me. Every year I carry my kids to a beach vacation. We usually go down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. And not this year, but the year before, Caitlin actually rode up with me to Indiana, and we come back down. I think we had a load, not for sure. I think it went to Texas and stuff. And she kind of seen the road life I was living and stuff. And poor thing, I don't think she could do it. It's kind of tough, She loves to eat, and there's a lot of places we just couldn't get into, but we made the best of it. We did stop at a TA, and the Popeyes was closing down, and they gave us enough to feed 20 people, and she was just like amazed, taking pictures, showing everybody, in the family. I was like, yeah, you got some good people out here, so, but I'm not scared of the highway. I don't have any fears. I mean, I love what I do, and I'll probably always be out here on the road. What is that?
Showing our new sticker. If you go to our About page and send me an email with your address, I'll send y'all one of our new stickers.
And his are free. I mean, they were free.
Yeah. My stickers are free, but since BJ is so popular, when we make hers, if you want one of hers, you're going to pay for it.
No, you're not.
No, you're so doggone popular.
I mean, if you want a sticker when I have them made, you're more than welcome to them. I can even send you 2 or 3 of them, Flash them on your mama, your daddy, your son, everybody's vehicle. And, I mean, everybody wants to have a big truck, If you can't have one, why not just plaster one? I mean, I would have. I showed him today, matter of fact, we went through Indiana, and I keep showing him a color of a truck that I want, because my son's probably going to take mine over at the first of the year, because, he's going to come out here in March of next year on his 23rd birthday. But anyway, I said, I got to have that truck. And, I was thinking about it, and I called my son. I said, Now look, I said, I've always had the big truck, so when I get this other one, we got to make sure that my new truck is just as big as my old truck. He said, "Mama, I got you." But no, me and my son are doing some modifications to my truck, and I haven't even told Keith about it yet, But it's some pretty cool thing. I know we have the I call it the hillbilly, but I know it's the Mayberry thing coming up. I can't say nothing right, but I know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I want to come in there, and let everybody know, it's actually me coming there. Like I said, I have a good sense of humor, and if you got them stickers on the back of my truck, I promise you they're gonna be ba-blinging when they come in that driveway. So you're gonna know the big truck is here. So you're gonna die when you see some of the stuff we got. But I know it's all for fun, and like I said, I love making people laugh, and just I love life. Life is beautiful, so might as well just enjoy it. Am I close to my hour? I've actually done pretty good for a sick female, you know what I mean?
Yeah, about 5 more minutes.
5 minutes.
Unless you want to do my show.
Nah, they probably won't kick me off there because they like hearing you. I can't sit here and laugh for 5 minutes, so tell me something.
Timmy Ray said, I sent Elvis found alive on Keith's Facebook message.
His Facebook Messenger goes off all the time, and he don't ever get to check all of it because he's too busy doing YouTube, and I aggravate him all the time, on the phone. So Tim Ray sent it to him via text message. He'll get it then. But it was really a good video that he did send. It'd make you think, then you see at the end the conclusion that he's really not here. I don't think.
Well, listen. Ken Kirshner says, "Do you have a great sense of humor to be Mrs. Keith Thomas?" And then Jerry Holly says about you taking my show, let her. And then Ken Kirshner, yes, do his show too.
I would never ever hear the end of that. He'd be over here crying, and
Hey,
he'd have his windows covered up, all mad.
hey, listen. Here's what you said a while ago. Listen. Here's what you said a while ago. Adventures of Xanadu said, here's what you said. You said, I love life. This is fun. Is my time up yet?
It's because I'm shy. When I get shy, if you notice, sometimes my hair will start getting.
You're thinking about that chicken over there, girl.
Oh, I do. I've got some chicken over there. I got a bag of chips. I got drinks, and I plan on kicking back and watching a movie while I hear his little show going. Matter of fact, I thought I was having a nightmare the other night. He got my phone and put it on his YouTube. And I was like, I kind of woke up my sleep. I was like, what in the world? I heard him talking in my sleep. I was like, oh, I look over there and he snored. But it's my phone and it's you over there talking.
Oh, was it?
I was like, oh, dear God. Matter of fact, I think I'll pause it because I got tired of hearing you in my sleep. But it's so good. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming on and supporting me and showing me that that's not Facebook, it's YouTube. Wait, how you do that? Love. But anyway, I'll try to make it better next week. I know I said that last week, but like I said, gotta remember the little hair thing and give a little forgiveness for it.
You still got 30 in the house.
We rock. So that's good though.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's good.
Especially
I'll probably have about 5, and then will be the only reason they'll stay in there because they're gonna be the old people and they fell asleep with my live stream going.
I really thought you fell asleep last night. I was gonna rag you. I've done that before. You ever watched a good movie and you had to watch that movie 10 times before you finally see the ending? Well, that's happened to me several times because I'll start a movie and next thing I know, I fall asleep and have to rewind it and play it a little more. Well, by the time I fell asleep, I've only played it a few more minutes past where it was actually at. So I'm finally going to go finish watching the last sequel of my movie tonight when I go lay down. But next week, I'm going to try to do some 80s trivia, possibly 90s. I don't really know that lot, but I do know a lot about the 50s and 60s because when I used to work at ImageMax, that was the music they played for us. I don't know if they was trying to keep us awake or put us to sleep, but the lady I had was really awesome, Donna. That was some of the music we played, and I do know those. So, but anyway, like I said, next week we're going to try to do that, and I will have a prize to give away next week for the winner of my secret question. But
Excellent.
thanks everybody for coming in, showing the support and love, and I will see y'all next week.
Now, even though I clicked off, they can still see you.